As parents and guardians, we go through great lengths to protect our kids. Whether it be something as small as putting a helmet on their heads, a lock on their phone, or something as big as child abuse. Now, what if I told you that one thing being overlooked was bullying, and that in fact it was in some ways worse than child abuse? Would you not then focus your attention on that and do everything in your power to protect your kids? Well, today I'm here to persuade you that bullying needs to be stopped. To fully understand this, we're going to look at some of the shared problems, the middle ground solutions, and some mutual benefits. So let's look at the problems. The first problem being is bullying has long-term effects. According to LA Times on April 28th of 2015, a large study of US children were done, and it showed that those that were bullied were, rather than abused as a child, were 4 times at a higher risk of later developing mental health problems. And some of these serious problems involved anxiety, depression, suicide, and in some cases, to not be the victim, the person being bullied actually turned into someone else's bully. Now, another problem is death via shootings. Now, according to ABC News on July 24th of 2020, one Denver, Colorado student, transgender student, was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole for carrying out a school shooting that killed 1 student. Now, the significance behind this in particular is that the student specifically said that the motive was geared towards aiming at students that made fun of him and, quote, hated him. So now that we looked at some of the problems, what are some of the middle ground solutions? Well, one solution would be to make parents pay, quite literally. Now, according to the New York Times on June 11th of 2019, there is one Pennsylvania state legislator who is promoting legislation that would fine parents of continued offenders up to $500 after continued bullying when they've had meetings with parents and teachers and multiple warnings sent to them. And I know that money talks, and if you start dipping into parents' pockets, I'm sure somewhere along the lines that'll make some sort of change. Now, another solution would be to try your city community programs aimed specifically towards bullying. Now, according to CNN on May 8th of 2015, there are such programs available, and 2 big ones would be called, they are called Welcoming Schools and Not in Our Schools. Now, these are programs in the community that are specifically aimed towards teaching students, parents, and teachers alike, not only on the dangers of bullying, but the way we can do better to make solutions. So now that we looked at the shared problems and some mutual benefit, some middle ground solutions, what are the mutual benefits? Well, according to US News on April 17th of 2019, a study was shown that said that 20% of high school students reported being bullied in the school year. And while that may seem like a lot, 20% is actually the lowest number that it's been at since this data has been recorded all the way back in 2005. Now, the mutual benefit with that would be that as though that number continues to go down, there have been reports that students are less scared of going to school, less scared of being bullied, less scared of encountering weapons in the school. And so that's just one mutual benefit. Another mutual benefit, if we stop bullying, is pretty simple. Our kids will be happier and healthier, both literally and figuratively. If we stop bullying, that'll help with communication skills. It'll help interaction with kids. It'll make happier, healthier kids that want to go to school. They're not scared of going to school, and that want to go and learn and not have to worry about the burdens of bullying in the school place. We all have problems at home, but no one should have to go to school and have even more problems. So today, I try to persuade you that bullying needs to be stopped. We looked at some of the shared problems, some of the middle ground solutions, and some of the mutual benefits involved. So hopefully next time you see someone being bullied, whether it's a kid or not, you do what you can to help that person. Now, if it's an adult, you stand up for them. If it's a kid, you still stand up for them. But then you also need to alert a parent, alert a teacher. Do what you can to help stop that from happening again. If you want to join your community programs and help aid in stopping bullying, that's great too. And even if you don't want to actually physically go out and do something, or you're not encountering bullying firsthand, you can also make a difference in the laws that we make. So hopefully next time you stop bullying, and your one act will be one in many to stop this problem in the long cause.